Here we go again. Hello, good morning. So today I want to give you a 4-week pregnancy update. So at this point, when this is uploaded, I am past the 12-week mark. So if you don't know, a little bit of background. I have a 7-month-old son named Nash. I got married on September 1st, and now it looks like round two. I only have one cycle back since I had my son at the end of May, and that was in November. So I got my period on the 18th, and I assumed, okay, my cycle is back. I can start tracking as I normally would. We had decided to use natural family planning because I didn't want to take any birth control pills. Even progestin only birth control can affect your milk supply, and I am nursing. So I just went ahead and started using my period tracking app, which I used Glow before I got pregnant, so I was using that one again. So I was expecting to be ovulating around the 4th of December. So on the 15th of December, I assumed we're all clear, no need to use any barrier methods. And then the next day, I had stark signs that I was ovulating. So I'm pretty sure I ovulated on the 16th because that day I had all of the symptoms, including some ovulation pain. So I was a little bit concerned because we had not used any barrier method on the 15th. So I did tell Nathan, and I said, I don't really know what's going on with my body right now. I thought that I could just predict this, and apparently that's not the case. So that was around the 16th, 17th. Fast forward a little bit to Christmas. For a few days after Christmas, I felt really exhausted, and I didn't know why. I assumed that it was just because we had Christmas with a 7-month-old, and there was tons of commotion and socialization, and I just needed a few days of rest. I also, around this time, felt really thirsty, and I had to pee like every 20 minutes one day. I haven't had that since, but it was one of those like, I wonder why I'm feeling this way. And I just assumed it was because I was drinking more water because I felt more thirsty. So on the 30th of December, I decided in the morning to take a DIP pregnancy test. And it looked negative at first glance. I held it under the light of the window, and I saw maybe a little shadow of a line, but I thought, no, maybe it's just an evaporation line. So I was kind of concerned that maybe there's a chance I'm pregnant, but I kind of put it in the back of my mind. I was getting ready to take a shower, and I had a couple of dollar store dropper pregnancy tests. So I took one of those as I was getting into the shower, and it was positive. So I freaked out a little bit, and I didn't know what to tell Nathan, so I told him nothing. And I decided that I would just maybe take another one in the morning, and then I was trying to decide if I would tell him in some exciting way. When I got pregnant with my son, Nathan was with me when I took the pregnancy test because we didn't think that it was going to be positive either. So we found out at the same time. So I was trying to decide if I would buy a onesie or use a letter board or something to tell him in a fun way. But what ended up happening is later that night, it was probably 9 or 10 o'clock, we were laying on the couch, and I said, I think I'm pregnant. And he was a little bit excited, but he said, like, you think? You're not sure? And I was like, well, I have another pregnancy test. I could take it now. So I did. I had another one of those dollar store tests, the dropper ones, and I took it, and it didn't look positive. But this was one of the days that I felt very thirsty, and I had like 2 or 3 tumblers of water within a couple of hours. So I wasn't sure if it was just diluted or what. So I said, do you know what? I'm going to drive to Walmart right now, and I'm going to get a digital test, first response, and I'm going to take it first thing in the morning, and we'll know for sure. I drove to Walmart. I got a 2-pack of tests, 1 digital and 1 line test, and I took them first thing in the morning. First, I took the line test and ended up with that, which clearly is positive. So I decided to wait an hour or two and take the digital test, knowing that it would be a little bit more diluted and I might not get a positive from it. And lo and behold, I'm pregnant. It has been a few days since then. Today is January 2nd. And I haven't really had any symptoms. I did notice I felt kind of run down, maybe a little bit like stomach buggy the one day. But when I was pregnant with Nash, I had horrible, debilitating morning sickness for my entire pregnancy. I was on diclofenac for the entire duration of my pregnancy, which made me very tired. So I'm really, really nervous about morning sickness, but so far I really don't feel like I have any symptoms. I was really exhausted when I woke up this morning, but I think that's just, it's the first day of everything being back to normal after the holidays, and I'm just tired. So far so good. I plan to keep you updated every 2 to 4 weeks, probably more often as we get further along. So we'll see what happens. We're gonna have 2 under 2, actually 2 under 1.5. The babies will be 15 months apart if I'm correct about my due date, which, because I don't really know what happened with my cycle, I don't know when I'm due right now. I've been trying to get a hold of my family doctor all day, and I have had no luck. It's the first day they're open after the holidays, so I'm assuming they're just flooded with calls. I have done this before, pretty recently. So the things that I loved and would have changed about my pregnancy, labor, delivery, postpartum care, it's all really fresh in my mind. So I wanted to talk about some of the things that I'm going to do the same way I did before and some things that I want to do differently. The first thing is my pregnancy. When I was pregnant with Nash, I did not really take care of myself at all. I was so sick, especially in my first trimester before I figured out my dosage with diclofenac. I lost 10 pounds right off the bat, so I was down to 110 pounds before I started gaining any weight. So that was around 16 weeks that I was down 10 pounds. And then for the rest of my pregnancy, when I was feeling better, I basically lived off of like Wendy's. So I didn't take care of myself. I didn't work out. I actually quit my job at 11 weeks because I was so sick. So we made the decision that I would quit my job. So I didn't work, I didn't work out, and I didn't eat well for my entire pregnancy. And I ended up gaining about 35 or 40 pounds, of which I still have about 15 to lose. So in this pregnancy, one of my main goals is to stay active and eat well. So I have started, before I found out I was pregnant, I started doing some light yoga every day, 15 or 20 minutes. And it makes me feel really, really good. It gives me so much energy. I love feeling flexible. And I do have sore back and sore hips after having a baby. Bad nursing posture doesn't help with that. So yeah, I really want to try to stay healthy, not to gain as much weight this time, and feel better sooner after having this baby. As far as labor and delivery goes, I went with a midwife last time, and I will be doing that again. I won't be able to have the same midwife because we did move about 45 minutes away from our old house, so I'll be having a new midwife, but I will still be using a midwife rather than an OB. I had a birth center birth last time, and this time I will be having a home birth if all goes according to plan. I'm so excited. I had a really quick, uncomplicated labor last time. My water broke at about 6 a.m. and Nash was born at about noon in the tub. I had no stitches, so I'm really happy with the way that my unmedicated water birth went, and I would like to do the same thing just in my own home so that I don't have to get up and go anywhere after. A couple of things that I want to change about my labor and delivery experience are, I did feel a little bit overwhelmed with how many times I was being checked, the Doppler. I did have a student midwife attend my birth the last time, and my primary midwife did tell her to stop using the Doppler while I was having contractions and to use it less often. So I'm hoping that I have a different experience this time just because I'll be with more experienced midwives. The other thing that I wasn't super pleased with was I did have my son in the tub, and once, the cord had stopped pulsing, they cut it. They did make me get out of the tub and go to the bed to deliver my placenta, and they told me that that was not an option. So I have seen since then several water births where the mother and baby are able to stay sitting in the nice warm water where they're comfortable and deliver the placenta, leave the cord attached for that time, and just really, really enjoy the nice release of serotonin that you get when you just have a baby instead of trying to, get out of a big porcelain tub and walk across the room and hop up onto a bed when you've literally just delivered a baby. Those are some things that I'm looking forward to doing the same and changing. I have not had any blood work or ultrasounds yet, so I will update in my next video how that all goes. But until then, thank you for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and turn your bell notifications on so you can see my next pregnancy update. Thank you for watching.